Please like, comment, and subscribe.
In the human mind, the only way to be quiet is to let go of conflict. And that is difficult to do because you live in many different stories and narratives at the same time. They've all come from your experiences, your definitions, and the conclusions and journeys. And you're not just on one journey, you're on many different journeys because you're studying many different spiritual principles. You're studying yourself, and you're complicated. So it consists of many different both sides and aspects that you study in order to understand that you are one. So when your brain and your mind tries to define who you are, it gets confused because you stand over there with one story. This is who I am, and this is what's important to me. And then you stand over there at the same time and say, no, 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 it's about this. This is very important. And then you're over there and over there and over there and over there, like with different stories, different conclusions. So it's the same thing as we see in a family or a group of people, a city, or the whole planet. It's not just that other people are different from you. You are different from you. Every thought and emotion come from different places in you. And the distance between these different points will decide how much conflict you are in. So if you stand over here and then you're like, several yards over that way, the conflict and tension between them will be great. Because that is also what forces you to study that tension, the difference, and what are these positions and why don't they fit together. And it's through that, of course, through our own evolution, that we gradually not only discover that there are different landscapes, we are that landscape, and that the pieces of the puzzle start fitting together because we start understanding it. But as long as we don't, we will be in conflict or conflicts. Everything, every single thing will be a conflict because whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you think, whatever you feel, will trigger something else, a reaction of something in you that represents something else. So even the idea of being oneness, people say, no. You will have many different thoughts and stories that this is impossible. It's not how it is. Right? So you will always be in many different types of conflict. So that creates noise, that creates tension, that creates stress. And, all the conflicts you experience in the outer world mirror the conflicts you have within. If you don't have conflicts inside of you, you have no conflicts with the world. We externalize all our conflicts. And then we go to war because we are at war with ourselves. Whenever something is not in the same point, there will be conflict. So for the human mind, being calm for real seems to be impossible. And yet, it's possible to achieve. Back to that stillness. You cannot be still, truly still, as long as you have that tension and conflict. And as we've talked about before, as long as you believe any of your stories or storylines, you will have to be in conflict, because whatever you believe, whatever you state, will be in conflict with something else. So, not believing your stories or narratives, I've talked about this extensively, is such an important key to dissolve your war against the world, but first of all, against yourself. And whatever conflict you experience in life, it simply happens to show you the discussion happening inside of you. And that's, in many ways, step one. It's recognizing that whenever you experience conflict, life is kind enough to show you two or several positions that you find yourself in, so that that tension and conflict can arise in you. But then we start blaming the world instead of being grateful for this conflict to arise, so we can recognize what's going on inside of us. You know, when you are in meditation, when you're in a deep state of meditation, and you feel more aligned, you don't sense any conflict. You know, you're not aggressive. You don't want to attack the world or yourself. You come together. And the interesting thing is, when you have no conflict, you can be the whole landscape. Because as we learn, everything in life fits together. It's only when we misunderstand that we believe that the pieces don't fit together. So when we stop insisting, when we stop fighting, we will find that the pieces fit. And it's one landscape, it's one organism, and it's all working.